Hello and welcome to the Billowing Hilltop podcast. Hello readers, now we have a favour to ask of you. If you're enjoying this show and you would like to see it celebrated far and wide, we would be ever so grateful were you to visit critawards.org and nominate us, maybe for Best Legacy Podcast. I think that seems the best fit, but there are some other categories. I'll post a link in the show notes. Otherwise, it's always good to hear from you via email, hello@billowinghilltop.com, and you can find us on our social channels at Billowing Hilltop pretty much everywhere. That's it. I've got no other news or information, and another long trudge through this encounter in the temple to go, so let us push on with episode 241 of the Billowing Hilltop podcast, Maggot Brain.
That dice tower thing is brilliant.
Do you like it?
Yeah, absolutely love it. Got it here with me now. Did you design the actual tower itself as well? Did you get that cut? Or did you buy the towers?
I built it all.
You did it all? Bloody hell.
You know the tower that Graham gave me?
Yeah.
I noticed on the internet there's a couple of people who made sort of dice towers. You know, it's effectively, it's just 4 pieces of wood and then you can laser cut it. I wrote to them, I said, have you got the, whatchamacallit?
The design file?
Yeah, you know, the vector file, right?
Yeah.
And then they didn't write back to me, and I was like, "Oh, fuck you!"
You fucking bastards.
So I just basically got out my ruler, and then I measured the dimensions, and then there's a little piece of software that you can use where you can say, "Okay, if I want a box that's like 40 by 20 by whatever,
what do I need?"
And then it calculates the number of teeth.
Oh, okay.
And then you say, you know, I'm going to use 4mm thick wood, and then it basically works out the teeth. And the really good thing about laser cutter is it's just very precise.
Yeah.
So you can just basically then cut out the thing. And then I made the design, and then I got the, so you sent me the Billowing Hilltop vectorized file.
Yeah.
Logo. And then I took all the pictures of the Slayers.
Yes.
And then I just put them through on my Samsung. You can take a picture and you can do a sort of image thing on it. And there's one of the features was like turn it into a pencil drawing.
Yes.
And it just basically turned it into lines. And then what you can do is you can take that and you can say, turn that into a vector file.
Yes.
They're magnificent. I'm going to do an unboxing video.
Oh, that would be funny.
I had no idea that you'd done them yourself.
Yeah.
I thought you'd
and then
ordered them.
Well, I took the wood. I just used basically stain on the wood, dark stain on the wood. And then when you cut them, it basically does 2 passes. It does one pass where it goes and engraves the designs. Yes. And then where it's engraved, it's basically burnt in slightly and etches away where the stain was. And then I took black paint and then you wipe it onto the top and then wash it off. And of course, because there was like exposed wood, that actually makes that black.
Yeah.
And then you spray it
totally
with varnish. And then you basically stick them together.
They're brilliant. And best of all, they smell great.
Yeah? What does it smell?
It's got a nice kind of burnt wood smell.
Oh, yeah.
To it.
Yes,
they have. I hadn't noticed.
It has that sort of, it has that smell of being like an open fire, doesn't
Readers, we're going to...
That's an olive.
Do they smell lovely?
It's an olfactory
readers,
joy.
I'm going to do a little video of these marvellous things that Lucas has created. Anyway, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Evening.
Hello, everyone. It's been a while. It's been weeks and weeks. I don't think... Lucas, did you take that job with the Scorpions in the Isle of Sheppey? Your laughter tells me everything. Still, there's always the next one.
Didn't last.
Yeah.
Lucas hasn't been with us for like 5 weeks. We haven't played for 3 weeks. Nobody's got a clue, a Scooby, what is going on. I don't want to do a recap, though. It's fine. We'll just jump straight into it, pretty much.
Actually, the recap is for us only because our readers know exactly what's happened because they've just listened to the previous episode.
I was going to say reader, but I think readers because I see we have one more. Well, we have Shannon.
We've got a couple, haven't we?
Yeah, I think you can be optimistic.
Shannon, thank you very much for your very nice email. We won't read it out, but it's very, very kind, Shannon. And we got a new person because I got a message on Instagram, I think it was today, saying somebody had picked it up and they're already on episode 60.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know how these people do it or how they can stand it.
A long way to go.
So we've got 2 people. If we have any other readers, if you're still out there, then you'll know what's going on. Where we left things. Oh, by the way, with the usual crowd, Lucas is back from his attempt to get that job on the Isle of Sheppey.
Is that real, that job? Made up?
Yeah, it was a real job.
Yeah.
I'm with the repulsive, pot-bellied
They didn't like me.
form
Dan.
of Johnny.
Oh, right.
who looks like something that's been whittled out of frozen sick. My favourite player, Dan, Leonine, and Socialist. The technical wizardry that is Paul, and combining Scandinavian fury with the fact that he is also an intergalactic holographic emperor. He is Norse with the Force. Hot Viking, Graham. That is Lucas's.
Oh, I thought I'd give you
Norse
that one,
with
mate.
the Force.
Well done,
like
Lucas.
it.
You're welcome.
That's a good one.
Every now and again, Lucas gives me one, and I do enjoy it. Right, Uncle Buggy, you've piled up this passage.
Hey.
You burst
Quite
through
remarkable.
the double worm doors that Scaly has just opened with a Dispel Magic. You've piled into a chamber. You're standing adjacent to the demon-eyed Dwarf of Doom, who looks a bit surprised that you've just turned up. Let me just read you again the descriptions of these chambers. Let me start with the chamber that you're in. This chamber has got stony walls. It is vaulted. The walls ripple with the burrowing passage of thousands of hissing green worms. Above, the ceiling is a dome of green light that illuminates the chamber with a nauseating viridian shade. To the west, the wall curves and features 5 tall windows. We're going to talk about those windows and the view through them in a moment. The floor near these windows rises up to form a lip or rim around a 5-foot wide hole in the floor, which you can see clearly marked on the map, from which delicate tendrils of green mist rise. We're going to come back to those delicate tendrils of green mist in a moment as well. A cage made of writhing green metal hangs from a stalk of green affixed to the ceiling above. And by that, I mean above that whole well recess misty place. Its empty confines twisting lazily in the air above the misting hole. Those windows.
Is it portable?
Through those windows, you can see a large cavern. It could be as high as 70 feet, but the floor is in terraces. The floor itself drops away in 3 shelves, each 10 feet lower than the last. There's a ledge that winds along the northern wall. Then it drops 10 foot down to another shelf, then another shelf, and then down to the floor. You know, in Bond movies where Dr. What's-his-name looks down over his operations centre from a raised gallery through windows. It's like that.
Okay,
You're up.
there's a raised gallery and it drops down onto the cavern.
Yes, you're not at ground level. You're up high, looking down and across the expanse of this great cavern.
So is that ledge at the same level as the windows?
Yes, the ledge running along the northern wall is the same level as you are at, looking through the windows. Buggy can just see it running across. He can't see which way it goes or whatever. As you appeared, Buggy, or as you crashed through this door, no, just jumped through this door. There was a 40-foot monstrosity floating, flying up towards those windows, probably drawn by the noise of conflict or whatever. It's like a cross between a gargantuan Chaos worm and a dragon. It's got no arms and legs, but it's got clawed wings, a tail that extends out with awful protuberances, and it's got a blind head with a giant maw surrounded by 6 spikes. And it's sort of going or something. But you don't know what. It seems to be roaring, but you can't hear it through the window. It seems to be cross. And it looks like something that I haven't yet rolled initiative for.
Do you think this is Dragota or?
Yeah, dunno. That's how things stand. You have run about 50 or 60 feet, and you have the rest of your turn to go.
Does it look undead?
The worm dragon thing, you think probably. It certainly looks like it's got a Chaos worm element to it, and your understanding is that Chaos worms are undead, yeah.
So it might be Dragota.
I'm not sure of the wisdom of this, Paul. I've been bought some strange beers as a present. I'm going to imbibe one live on air.
Hello.
This is from the Yonder Brewery. It is a white choc straub. That is a strawberry and white chocolate candy sour.
No, it all goes wrong when they start playing with things.
Okay, well, the colour is quite promising. And I'm going to give you a live reaction to the flavour now.
How to do it?
Oh my god, it smells absolutely awful.
Have I got worms in me?
Yes.
Yeah, Mike's got crap beer in him
Right.
now. What's ingredients?
I can't imagine why I'd run across a
that's
corridor like this and get
God,
full of
that's
worms.
unpleasant. well, that's what you did. Yep. Maybe I should remind you that the plan was for everybody to charge through into this room and for Sessions to then cast a mass heal that cured you all of your worm infestation. That was Johnny's
Stated
plan. Stated plan.
It's one of these
That's
where I
where we
run
are.
off by myself with everybody coming to help, and then I just left. Is it?
I mean, it's looking a bit like that, but who knows?
I mean-
It's Parker next, we'll see.
I don't think that's ever happened before, Johnny. Not that I can recall. Anybody else remember?
This is what because I think the trouble with Mother
No.
Maggot, she'll just keep teleporting away.
Yeah.
Be like that
Annoyingly.
Lich Thessalar, but
Yeah.
worse, because she'll be able to do it as many times as she wants. So I've still
Buggy.
got a round, haven't I? I've done a move action, I've got a round.
You got a turn. I think, what's your move is like 70.
Yeah,
I think you've got 10 foot of movement left.
Well, I'll move up to just a bit further round the side of this golem. Is everybody coming up here? It's a really important question. Because I'm either going to hit this thing or I'm going to heal myself.
Of course we're coming, kind of.
I'm sure we're coming.
Session, are you able to do a mass heal? Are you coming up for a mass heal?
God.
I'm capable of doing
It's
it.
like somebody's
Yeah,
dissolved
are
a
you
boiled
going
sweet
to do it?
in beer.
No, we're going to do a mass heal down here. I'm going to be firing fireballs into
Are
them.
you going to do mass heals from a distance?
There's only one mass healing spell. I can do it once.
Johnny's mini is
Hang on. I thought we...
drifting back towards
I
the
don't
door.
remember it because it was a few weeks ago, but I thought we had a plan that this is why I ran across the corridor into the room. Are we saying we're not doing that plan anymore? In which case,
No,
I
I'm
don't
saying I
remember
can
that
do.
plan at
I'll
all.
come back.
Mike,
I
you
didn't
listen
recall
back.
anything.
Was that mentioned?
It was definitely resolved that you resolved that going through these double doors and heading this way looked like the only way to actually be doing something. You were getting frustrated that you weren't getting anywhere. I think the word floundering was used, and that you were bogged down with these insect plagues in this other chamber. That Mother Maggot was not going to be sitting still for long enough for you to engage with her in a meaningful combat. So let's push on and do the thing. I don't remember a formal pact signed by all the participants, but there was a sort of, well, if we're going to go for it, let's go for it. And as a result, for example, Scaly brought those doors down with the aspiration that people will be pushing north and going through them. Read into that what you will.
Well, yes, I do
Was there
remember
a
slightly
saving throw
surprised.
against these wormy things when you went through the corridor? Or did it just happen?
I remember Johnny failing
I
a
don't
lot of
remember
saving
one.
Just
throws.
go through the corridor and you get worms. And do we know what point the pressure point starts? Is it on the landing or...
The moment the threshold of the top of the stairs was crossed.
Okay. We don't know whether it's just the threshold or whether it's the pressure of stepping on the floor. So jumping from the top of the stairs or flying.
It seems to be a magical effect. Spectral worms emerge from the floor and walls and infest your body.
Right.
You don't think there's anything mechanical going on.
Okay. So flying through there wouldn't help either.
You don't know. The air elemental was sent up there as a probe, but you're not certain whether or not the fact that it didn't make contact with any surfaces was the factor that meant it was fine, or the fact that it doesn't have a body to infest was the fact that made it fine. So there's no real way of knowing.
I understand.
Frank Guide Storyteller, if you were infested with a fresh batch of worms on every square you traversed, Buggy would be absolutely inundated with worms. As it is, he's been given a dose of worms commensurate with the doses that you've had so far. So the last time that he ran into this corridor and the time that he damaged the doors.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing. I'll roll some dice behind the screen, in fact.
So basically, he got the worms here at the top of the stairs, but he didn't get any more worms in the subsequent squares.
Yes, or if he did, it's all spread out over the course of his passage through the chamber.
Right.
It's a
Okay.
difficult call.
Yeah.
The other thing
What I
is...
don't want to do is make you think for a moment that the second square is therefore safe. All I'm saying
I
is...
understand.
Yeah,
And did you say the walls of this room that I'm now in are covered with worms?
Let me read you exactly what it says. The stony walls of this vaulted chamber ripple with the burrowing passage of thousands of hissing green worms. So they're all over the interior of the walls and the ceiling, and they're burrowing, so they're emerging like those maggots in the cheese, the sort of thing that only Paul
Is
would
it going to
eat.
be like the
And-
door? So, Purple, you said you're going to do a fireball in there. Is that going to spray the whole room full of worms?
Well, Burple's already done a fireball in there. I'm going to say that you can see worm damage from Burple's earlier fireball.
So it looked like worms spray out of the walls when you damage the walls.
It looks like worms are crawling all over the walls, and it looks like the worms that were caught in Burple's fireball have been sizzled, but there are an awful lot more of them, so that void is rapidly being refilled. It's like maggots crawling over a surface. It's not spectral worms floating through the air or jetting out at you. You wouldn't want to lean against the walls, you wouldn't want to press yourself against the ceiling.
Well, I still don't know whether you lot are Scary, I think you were going to come up.
I'm next, and I will come up
with me. I think, pretty sure that was the case.
Was it?
Okay, yeah, you've got a stack of worms in you, Buggy. Bear in mind that.
Is anybody going to help me? Otherwise, I'm going to.
On my round, I will come up.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course we're coming up.
All right. Sessions, are you going to do heal, or otherwise I'm going to heal myself and stop raging? I won't bash this thing.
The DM has just rolled some dice behind the screen, and his eyebrows raised.
I will
Shit.
do it. You mean, am I going to do a heal on you?
Yeah.
And me, for instance, once I've come up.
Well, there's only one spell that heals multiple people, yeah?
It's not bad, this beer, Paul.
You're shitting me. You got used to it.
It's like somebody's taken Parker or one of those very pale ales and dissolved a boiled sweet in it. I'm not saying I'd ever have another, although I have got a raspberry ripple one. I'll save that for next week.
Terrifying.
To answer your question, I will definitely do healing. There is no Healy burst, right? You understand that?
Yeah, but are you doing one on me? Because I might have a one round thing of worms.
Yes.
If you're not,
you'll be the first
sure,
person.
then I'll do a heal of myself.
If I get up to you, I will do heal on you. Yeah, in fact, I've got an even better idea.
You can teleport out.
I will definitely do a heal on you.
Definitely do a heal. Okay.
So it's my round next, right? I move up and I do a heal on Buggy.
Oh, and then I do a heal on you.
And then you do a heal on me.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you do a lot more damage, though, Lucas. Might be better if you bashed in.
Parker was run by the others last time. I can only apologise.
Yeah, it was basically much better than it normally is. We showed you up really badly. I'm really sorry.
Oh dear.
From one point of view, another way of describing it would have been, I think, about 25 minutes of shambolic blundering. Yeah.
I think I'll stop raging and do a heal myself, because I think, Parker, you do more damage.
Yeah, but I'm going to need a heal.
Yeah, well, Session could give you a heal, and you can you run up and bash him?
I can, yes.
I need a heal as
You do
well.
more damage.
I'm on half.
You've done a little damage on this diamond-eyed thing.
Yeah.
I think I'll stop raging, and then I'm going to do a first level heal on myself.
A first level heal.
No? Well, it gets rid of the worms.
Do we think any heal gets rid of the worms?
Any heal.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Okay.
I take quite a lot of damage already, that's the thing.
How much damage have you actually taken?
I've got 129 hit points out of 226.
Yeah, okay.
I've got 111 out of
Taken almost
202.
100.
Yeah, same.
Okay, I'm going to do a second level heal myself. Stop raging. 2d8 plus 2.
Okay. The worms are frazzled
And I'll move a bit, just beyond the diamond golem.
into the main body of the chamber. On 12, it is Parker.
Right. Well, I will move back through the door into the corridor, go up the stairs, up towards where Buggy is.
Into the big chamber.
Yes. So I get a lug full of worms.
You get a dose of worms. Let me just roll behind the screen. You are infested by a lot of worms. Just roll a d4. Oh, okay. What are you doing?
And I will hit this thing. So,
Looks extremely cross.
armor class 25.
It's a hit.
13 points of damage. Armor class 23.
Another hit.
17.
Yep.
Armor class 25.
Yep.
17.
Your sense is this thing is not very heavily armoured. Its body is made out of some sort of shaped or animated rock or something, but actually it's not particularly
And
heavily
armor class
armoured.
20.
Is a hit.
Another 18 plus 2d8. Oh, 14.
Wow. Okay, well that was very successful.
Yes, that was a perfect round.
Ouch.
Oh, and it needs to make a Constitution saving throw DC 17.
You don't need to worry about that. Doesn't look like it's that kind of thing.
Did I know that beforehand, or do I have to cross off my key point?
Oh,
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, but no,
I
but
tell you what, give me a perception check. DC 12. If you make it, then you quickly grokked. You made
Yes.
it. Okay, so yeah, you realise just as you were about to apply your stunning power that maybe this wasn't the best recipient for it.
Good.
I don't know how you beat up a stone thing with blunt weapons. I don't know how you tell, but
It hasn't got as much shine as it had originally.
It hasn't got as much shine. It's looking tarnished.
Yeah, cracks are appearing.
On 12, all sorts of stuff happens. The first thing that happens is that from one of the portals to the south emerges another one of these priestly people. She doesn't cast an insect swarm.
They've finally run out.
Moves through the insect swarm that's already there. So it's got to make a save, this thing. Ooh, I don't think that's enough.
It dies.
It is not enough.
Excellent.
Okay, takes a bit of damage. And it's just making its way towards Burple. It doesn't move right up to you. She is staring at you belligerently, Burps. Give me an insight check.
Mother Maggot.
21. It looks like she's sort of stalking after you, trying to kind of intimidate you out of this space.
But she took damage from the insect plague.
Yeah, she did, as she stomped through it.
And this is another one of these things that came out of the whatsits.
Yeah, she's come out of one of these glowing golden portals to the south. The next thing that happens is this strange dwarf looks at you, Uncle Buggy, and goes, and casts a spell on you. Can you tell me about the spells that you have got running on your person, please? Because it's a dispel magic.
Okay, I've got Death Ward and I've got Freedom of Movement.
What level is that?
Death Ward is 4th level. Freedom of Movement is 4th level.
Gone.
Shit.
And it goes...
Busty.
Next thing that happens is this green cage hanging from a strange stalk from the ceiling lashes over like the tongue of a chameleon getting an insect or something. It's like whooshing, and it tries to snap you up, Buggy.
Oh, I know what it's going to do. It puts you in the cage, and the cage lowers into the cave, and then the thing tries to eat you.
I could neither confirm nor deny.
The accuracy of that statement.
The accuracy of that statement, exactly.
But it's a good idea. I quickly rewrite.
Okay, so it just rolls some stupid number. Oof, didn't need the stupid number. That hits armor class 30.
Yeah.
It grabs you. Can you give me a dexterity save? DC 21. Doesn't make it easy. And I think you get advantage on dexterity saves against hazards you can see, and this applies. It looks like the door is going to try and snap closed on you. This is your opportunity
it's grabbed me, it's pulled me into the cage in one round, and now it's snapping.
The cage has landed over you.
Oh, I see.
And now the door is going to try and snap shut and lock you in, and you've got a chance to avoid it.
I've got +2 on my dexterity rolls as a 19th level character. It can't be right.
Back to here with this again, yeah. It's not right, but it is
consistent.
But it's okay.
Yeah, and fun.
The conversion to 5e hasn't accounted for the things not scaling up. Saving throws. 21, I mean.
Well, 21 is not the saving throw in the original module. Just for a bit of transparency, the DC in the as-written Paizo module is 30.
Yeah, but
because we would be dealing with very high level 3.5.
And you'd have to do pretty serious stuff to make it up from rolling a 5.
Well, the 5 obviously is a disaster. And the 12 is
a disaster.
The diamond-eyed dwarf goes,
dice.
What do you want to do? Do you want to use your Ort
I know,
dice?
I'm not going to roll well. Okay.
Practice rolls?
You get to roll again and add a d10.
I get it this time.
Oh,
told you.
Natural 20.
Oof, natural 20. There you go.
You motherfucker. Right. Get my axe out.
You roll out of the cage just as the door snaps shut, and the whole thing whips back into place above the hole in the ground.
This whole complex is scary.
The next thing that happens, Burple.
Yes.
From a golden portal, an as yet unused golden portal, at the far extreme of the chapel from you, steps a figure, but it doesn't look like the figures that you've encountered thus far. It looks instead rather like, well, not rather like, very like this person.
Oh, Tilanthros.
Shit.
That looks like a bad news person.
Something out of a manga cartoon.
That is a picture of Tilanthros, who was the strange, sort of semi-mystical being you think descended over centuries from the Order of the Storm that set you your tasks on the Isle of Tilagos.
Yes.
Oh, so good guy.
Well, good guys
I
coming
don't know
out.
about good, maybe with a small G. They were a bit weird. They were kind of quite fey and a little bit snappy, and you got the sense that they were not far from getting into a conflict with you, but they weren't outrightly hostile. This figure, as you can see if you look at the mini, looks pretty similar, but isn't the same as Tilantros, but that's the only picture I've got. But it's the same kind of idea, like a kind of celestial crossed with a person, crossed with a druid, crossed with a ranger. They've got furled banners and flags arranged in some kind of harness on their back. This thing steps out to about level with the statue with the green slime. It clocks you, Burple, but doesn't seem to particularly acknowledge you. It grabs one of the banners from behind its back, unfurls the banner, and levels it at this priest, the one that's just started stalking you and trying to intimidate you. And it says, "Begone, corrupted one!" And this thing goes and turns from a human into one of these awful abominations. And it looks totally befuddled.
Right.
On 6, it is Sessions.
So how wormy is Parker looking?
From where you're standing, you have no idea.
Very, very wormy.
Very wormy down here.
Pretty wormy.
Just a little bit wormy.
Okay, I'm going to move to the top of the stairs, but not onto the landing, where I think I can just about see everyone.
Well, you're floaty, so
Yeah.
you can float up as high as you want with your fog lampy eyes and your weird dangly legs.
I'm going to use my channel divinity
Yeah.
to invoke duplicity, and I'm going to put a version of myself next to Parker, next to Scaly, next to Burple, and approaching Buggy.
How many of those? 4.
I've still got a
okay.
0 on this left.
I'm going to put 4 minis
Yeah.
down on the map next to each of your chosen people. Does that look all right to you?
Yeah, that looks great. That's an action.
Okay.
What's that, Graham, you did?
I've invoked duplicity next to all of you. Now I can cast touch spells on any of you.
Cool.
I like that.
I think you've come up with something clever there. I don't know why, but I just think you have.
Brilliant spell.
You've just done the duplicity, but you haven't actually used the duplicity to cast the heal spell yet, correct?
Correct.
So worms, I can survive 2 rounds, right?
I think it's 1 to 4 rounds, so if Mike rolled a 1, you...
Obviously, I can't get into any of that. On 20, nothing happens, but... Okay, that's good news for you. On 18, it is Scaly O'Toole.
Okay.
Now, we reached the decision point.
I can, with a move, make it all the way up to just inside the door next to the monster, and I'm going...
Right, so you're standing on the threshold.
I'm standing on the threshold.
Oh, while we're on the subject of thresholds and wormy doors, Sessions, and I think Scaly, because you are sighted, can you both give me perception checks, please?
No.
16.
4.
16 is enough. From your vantage point on the stairs, you can see the first door that you broke down with your dispel magic, the one that leads into the little chamber where you had the fight with Mother Maggot.
Yeah.
Those worms that were left to sort of flop on the ground in an unstructured way seem to be taking faltering steps towards
Reforming.
configuring themselves.
Got
Yeah.
I don't know.
You wouldn't want to put a number on how long you think it's going to take before the whole thing is back
Sitting
together.
up
But you don't think it's going to be that long.
No. I don't know whether I've just run away from a source of healing, but...
Well, first things first, let's worm you up.
Okay.
You feel the presence of an awful lot of worms. And we're going to roll the d4.
I've moved, so I can't do anything other than a bonus action. And my bonus action is to do a hunter's mark on the little Eebly Greebly in front of me.
Okie dokie.
What is your lay on hands? Is that a bonus action or an action?
No, it's an action. Otherwise, I would have done it. Right. So I'm going to try doing a lay on hands next round if you're not able to, or if it makes sense to do it. I need a heal anyway because I'm like Johnny. I'm on half. I've got about 100 out of 200. That's where we're at.
13. It is Burple Herpish.
Burple will move. Well, first of all, we'll say in best fantasy tradition, hail Telanthros, well met.
Well, Telanthros was the name of the person that looked like, but you can give
Hell,
that a go.
Telanthros look-alike.
Hail
Friend.
kin of Telanthros, hail friend.
Who dares interfere with our sacred mission?
Is that supposed to be north or west, Mike?
I'm not certain. I'm just,
Somerset
I think I've
or
been thrown off
Yorkshire?
slightly by the weird beer. Barnsley. Who dares interfere with our sacred mission?
No, that's just moved into the North Irish Sea.
I am Andathar, it says.
It says on your picture that you're
Can't
Telanthros.
take him seriously now.
but he's not.
No, that's just a picture that was a rough approximation of the kind of creature I am.
Oh, no,
Right.
we're into Yorkshire.
Yorkshire accent.
Kind of.
Right. Yeah, we're going more Yorkshire.
That's a good sign.
Are you
I
talking
mean-
to me about interfering with your mission? What is your sacred mission?
For centuries, us guardians have been. We were sent here when. Hold up, let me find the thing to read out.
It's Lancashire.
Many centuries ago, he says, in a sort of really unnatural way because it's written down. When those that came before us banished Chios from face of Hearth and defeated his legions, a number of our order was sent here to secure this shrine of evil. Over the centuries, some of our number have been corrupted by the nature of this place, and only a few remain. And he kind of looks dismissively at this thing. It's now a horrible, multi-tentacled, beaky monstrosity of slime nasty.
Yeah.
It looks kind of befuddled, helpless.
Well, I want to hit it.
Give it a shot.
Is there a problem with that I'm not aware of?
Not that I know of.
That I should be aware of?
No.
Okay. I will hit it with the Sword of Icosial
Okie doke.
upon the multi-tentacled bonds of the monster.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Hitting arm class 25. Just doing 8. What's the lightning? Does it do extra? It does extra lightning, doesn't it? Yeah, so 8 and 13 points. And then I'm going to hit it with the Sword of Zosial, hitting armor class 18.
Armor class 18. That is a hit.
Am I hitting at advantage, by the way? If it's befuddled.
Yeah, alright then.
Alright, so is it a critical? Oh, nearly.
Nearly.
And the first one might be.
Oh, don't take that piss.
Okay. So, shame. Okay, and doing another.
Ooh, it doesn't look very well. This
No, there's one
That's
head. It's
quite a lot of damage,
it's 13 points of.
another 13. Another 13.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't look very well.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's not in a position to take attacks of opportunity.
No, it's not capable of doing anything like that.
And
Whatever Amdathar did with his banner of whatever, so far as you can tell, has zabbled this monster's widgets.
Totally fucked it up.
And then I'm going to regenerate a point of damage. There we go.
Because regenerate last time.
Yes.
On 13, it is Uncle Buggy.
I'm going to bash the thingamy.
Oh, is this the time for that kind of?
We're in the middle of a combat. What are you doing?
Yeah, sorry about that.
I mean,
okay, right. I'll
challenging wank.
bash once. Let me show. 27, is that a hit?
On
The
the
golem.
diamond thing, it's not a golem.
It's not a golem.
No. Yes, that's a hit.
Is it not a golem?
It's not a golem.
No, it's
24
not a
points
golem.
damage.
It's a no golem. 24 points
Some
of
of which is
damage.
Suit you, sir.
Next hit.
Yeah.
Come on, let's get a critical with this bloody severing thing. 30, is that a hit? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
A 19 point de marche.
Yeah,
Sorry,
okay.
and then I'm raging.
It's had better
raging
days.
first. Raging and then bashing. Yeah. Shall I move?
Oh, you raged first. That's interesting because I don't know the way I heard it. I don't know if anybody else heard it the other way, which is that you rolled to hit.
Yeah.
Does anybody else get that? Pick
Yeah,
that up and
what
then
did
he
I
said
do?
raging
I
afterwards?
wasn't paying attention. Sorry, Mike.
No, sorry, I
Wasn't really listening.
paying
Sorry,
attention
what?
either.
I never listen to anything Johnny says.
Right.
Sorry, what's going on?
I think I will stay there.
Unless it's like, I'm going to go and heal Burp or Herpish, in
Yeah.
which case I listen to that.
Yeah, you trigger on
Yeah,
the
but you've
word
never heard
purple.
that, have you?
I think I did actually hear that relatively recently, but only once ever. I think that was when he had the fever. It wasn't
someone else
Yeah,
running
he
the
was
character.
delirious.
Well, if you give me money, I might have done it.
Is that it for you, Uncle Buggy?
That's it.
You're
That's my going
you're
fast
certain.
and efficient, I'd like to
That's
point
it.
out
You're
to
done.
everybody.
You're 100% certain.
Well,
Okay, on 12, it is... Well, it isn't. Parker.
Not bashy then.
Okay, you're going to bash this
See if we
thing.
can get rid of it.
You're certain?
I'm
Okay.
class 16.
Oh God.
16 is a miss.
27 must be
Yeah, that's
it.
more like it.
14.
Yep,
Still alive.
still alive.
6 points
Oh,
of
that's
damage.
2.
That's a miss.
Oh dear. Hello, miss.
Better.
Ooh, hello, hit. 8 points of damage.
That's a crap round.
Yeah, it was a
Parker, at the end of your turn,
And
I did roll a 1, Parker.
fuck.
The worms reach your cerebral what's
Oh
it.
no.
You take 24 points of wormy damage as they eat your insides, and you also lose 9 points of intelligence.
What?
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck.
What's that do? What's your intelligence normally?
I think we're all a bit thick, aren't we?
11.
I mean, that would be quite bad for me.
It'll be
Yes.
bad for me.
Doesn't
I'd be on
really-
0, I think.
Yeah, I think I might be.
I'd be on
wouldn't make
minus
much
1.
difference to
No,
me.
it puts me on 2.
Lucky you're the
Suddenly
smartest
gone-
character in the party.
Woo.
You've got 2 intelligence,
Yes.
Parker. So, you're unable to communicate the urgency of your predicament to your friends, apart from perhaps through some
Grunting.
ritual dance.
It's like one of those birds with a special dance.
Start becoming a bee. I'll start sort of dancing in
basically,
different
yeah.
directions.
Yes, the waggle dance.
The fuck is up with Parker?
Wiggle, wiggle,
Parker,
wiggle.
I don't think
A jiggle, jiggle.
I don't think I can overemphasize the
dear.
severity of your predicament. On 12, it's the bad guys. And Amdathar.
Oh god.
More about Amdathar in a minute. The befuddled, abominable, nasty scuttles off back through their portal. Amdathar shouts, "You better run!" or something.
And don't come back.
The dwarf thing hasn't got anything clever. Or has it? Maybe it has.
It's actually a neutronium golem.
I have to say, this is feeling pretty lethal, this room.
Room?
I've got
all of a
thing
sudden,
is
bloody-
intelligence.
I mean, yeah, complex.
Badgers, bats, goats,
This is what we were
mules, and
testing, wasn't it? The
horses.
high-level
Play
dungeons.
him as a
High-level
badger.
characters. It does seem to be, almost like a first-level encounter, isn't it? Where you
It
kind
vaporizes.
of die.
It vaporizes.
It's there one moment, then it's just
Hang on, which bit
Gone.
vaporizes?
the diamond-eyed dwarf of doom.
Oh, right, okay.
It sort of goes,
All that for
and
nothing.
then it's gone. Can those capable of noticing things that does not include Parker? Can Uncle Buggy and Scaly give me perception checks?
Parker's basically Baldric now.
Natural 20. 28.
Yeah.
Natural.
You think, Buggy,
Nothing.
that it didn't out of existence, but rather into mist.
Misty step.
Yes.
So, I guess.
Don't know.
Is there gas in the ceiling?
It's not your area
Well,
of
is there
expertise.
still smoke there? Is there still gas there?
If only you were there, Burple. If only you were miles away in another room.
I'll shout out completely randomly. Is there still gas? There's still like a misty area there.
He's like the backseat driver, right? Except you're at home and the phone rings while you're driving. And it's like, yeah, hi, Dan, what is it? No, left hand down.
Yeah, all right, Mike. Is there still mist there?
Well, what was your perception check?
1.
2. Right. 1. Difficult.
Difficult to tell.
Between me and Parker,
Yeah.
we're about as useful as a potato.
You look at this area of empty air, you look at Parker, and Parker's just looking back at you like,
I'm going, who's he?
Yeah, but
and
Bucky
he's going, what's
Bucky got
that?
28.
I got 28.
yes, and Buggy could see that he turned into mist.
And there's still mist there.
Yeah, of course there's still mist there, otherwise I wouldn't say that he turned into mist.
Spell magic.
What's happened to Buggy's accent again?
Right.
Is he gone?
I don't even know where
It's
it's
gone your
moved to.
chair.
Right, what else have we got? Oh, yes. Last thing. I'm gonna roll.
Oh God.
I'm gonna roll 1 to 3, 4 to 6
For the cage.
the cage. Oh no! I have to include Parker. I'm sorry, but I do. 1, 2, Scaly. 3, 4, Parker. 5, 6, Buggy. It is. Oh no! Is there any instinct left? Is there anything of? I mean, whatever you are, you're not Parker, but you're certainly not Parker anymore.
But it's dodging out of the way. You should.
I'm sure a
should
badger would be able to defend
It might be
itself.
stupid. I've still got dexterity.
It's got to hit you first. I think 12 to this. Oh, 15's not enough. The cage snaps at Parker's dull form and misses. On 6, it is Sessions.
Do I notice anything different in Parker's demeanour?
Give me an insight check.
23.
Yeah, it looks like Parker's popped down the shops but left his body behind.
Sandwich sort of a picnic.
So from our recollection, does that mean the worms are still eating him?
You haven't encountered this situation before.
Do I want to heal him to try and kill the worms?
Yeah,
You think that's the first step?
I think so.
Rather than try and restore the intelligence. Okay, well that was what I was going to do anyhow. Through Sessions next to him, I will do Cure Light Wounds at... How wounded are you, by the way?
2/3.
Okay, I'll do it at second level, which is 21.
I do find this funny,
Healy
by the way,
points.
is that Johnny's sort of like, oh, we're down to only 180 hit points or something. It's like more than I got to start with.
All the bitterness is all coming out now,
yeah,
isn't it?
just- you can tell.
Sour.
That's my
it's all been
action.
suppressed, and then it.
Yeah. Well, that's what
And
happens
as
when you
my
get 2
bonus
intelligence.
action, I will move Scaly's Sessions up to Scaly.
Thank you.
Got it?
So,
You get 21 hit
Yeah.
points back,
Yeah.
Parker.
do the worms die?
With 2 intelligence, I don't know that you're in a position to know or communicate, even if you did.
Okay, we'll see what happens.
You could maybe bang your hoof on the floor. On 5 is the absolutely terrifying Wormo Dragon. The terrifying Wormo Dragon bellows, you think. The sound is muffled to some extent by the glass.
I mean, is it double glazing?
And it slams itself into the windows, which shudder, and the tiniest first spidery, your department, Lucas, cracks start to appear.
Okay.
On 20, I have to look something up.
I've heard sounds that sound more positive than...
Well, there is a power. It's about line of effect. It's not a spell, but the way that the power is described is very spell-like in terms of the syntax, which makes me feel like I should apply the line of effect rule, which means that it doesn't happen. So on 18, it is Scaly O'Toole.
Scaly O'Toole is going to do a single
Poo.
no single point lay on hands. Does that?
Yep. It does.
It does. That's rather good.
Well, I'm not happy about it, but
I know.
technically it does.
Technically it does. That's marvellous. And then I think what he's going to do is another dispel magic
Oh, yes.
on the door in the
Oh,
north.
that's a good idea.
Yeah,
You've got 2 worm doors in this room. You've got one in the southern wall and one in the northeastern corner.
north by northeast corner, and I'm going to do the north by northeast corner, I think.
Well, that works.
Mm-hmm.
And that wormy door collapses, and you can see that there is a little passageway that is heading off further to the northeast. It seems to be slightly curving further east.
Okay, I'm going to... Again, I'm terribly sorry, Sessions, but I'm going to be moving away from the healing I really want.
that's kind of not my problem.
No, I know. I could just stay and get healed, but
That sounds very much like a you problem.
yeah, this is a me problem. But I don't want to be in this room. And what I really want to do is also get Parker out of this room.
Mm-hmm.
If I was to lead Parker, would I be able to move at full? If I was to take him by the hand and just...
Parker moves on his turn. You can grab him and drag him at half speed, but due to the turn-based system, you've got to have a system. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got to have a system.
Has its advantages and disadvantages.
Yes, one of the disadvantages is that Parker is incapable of motion under his own steam.
But if I stay around, there's that 1 in 3 chance My speed is 40, so I could only be able to make it 20.
That's right.
That'd still leave us in the door. Actually, what I'll do is just... What I'm thinking is
Which way are you
if
going?
I take him north,
Okay.
I can get inside the corridor, and Parker would be just one south of me.
Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay. Well, when you get there with Parker, you can see that this passageway does extend a little further, starts to kind of bend its way around to the east, and then starts to head, you think, south round a corner.
Okay, well, that's my round.
On 13, it's Burple D. Herpish.
I'll say to this guy,
Oh, let me... Yeah, hold up. To find my...
I've got to find your accent. Aye. Are we in your way
Careful,
here?
Tony.
Are we stepping on your toes?
Who art thou?
I am Burple Herpish.
I do not recognize your name. Are you enemies of Chaos?
We are, yes.
In that case, you are friends of ours, those few of us who remain.
So, remind me of Talanthros. Where did we meet him? When we went back in time?
On the island thing.
No, before you went back in time.
Right.
On the
Travelled
island.
through the portal on the island, having met the pirates.
And he gave us the 3 tasks.
Yeah, I remember that. So this guy wouldn't necessarily know of Talanthros.
No, not necessarily. Talanthros is just an example. You know, this is the picture I have.
Yeah, right.
And this individual looks like it shops from the same store in terms of clothing.
I say to him, how do you traverse these portals?
Oh, no, each one of us it has a portal that sustains us. Through my portal, there is a haven where time does not pass. Many centuries have I laboured here, protecting this evil space from reinfestation by the forces of horrible. He doesn't say horrible, he says chaos.
Okay.
Oh shit, he was going to do something else. He takes out a hunting horn and he sounds it. I forgot to say that earlier.
What does that do?
Summons his mates.
Summoning my companions, those who are not corrupted.
Can you assist us in our endeavours to defeat the forces of chaos? Do you have any magic?
My sacred...
Always reduce it.
One thing at a time, lad.
Okay.
My sacred duty is to protect this place.
Right.
If this place is secure, the corrupted ones can be destroyed, then maybe I may roam further. But I must first honour my sacred duty.
How come this place is not secured? How come there are still more corrupted if you've been here for centuries?
He points
Who
at
is being corrupted?
He points at a worm door.
Yeah.
We cannot pass through those doors.
Right.
All we do is secure this temple.
Right.
This is the centre of the worship of Chaos that draws his pilgrims from far and wide.
Right.
We exterminate them.
Good job. How come you got control of one of the doors, the yellow portal that you came out of?
No. This is taking up a lot of time for free actions, but in essence,
Yes.
each of these portals once was the haven and resting place of one of my number. Aye?
Right.
Over the centuries, one by one, we have become corrupted, and only a few uncorrupted guardians remain.
Right.
Okay, you got the picture.
But
Okay,
have you
great.
not defeated the corrupted ones? How come there are so many corrupted ones that are left?
We can only emerge as we emerge. Otherwise, we rest like something that rests for a while.
Right.
Waiting for its time to emerge. And until we sound the horn. He sounds it again. Of course.
And then what happens when you sound the horn?
Well, we'll give it a moment.
Why have you sounded the horn now when there's no corrupted ones around? It's a bit weird, isn't it?
I'm thinking about it, yes, but I wasn't to know. I didn't know about you.
Oh, okay.
Just generally, I live behind a portal, step out, right. Protect the chapel.
Got it. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, thanks.
Anyway, give it a moment. My fellows will join us.
Right.
Those who aren't corrupted. Then he spits on the ground in disgust.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm so totally confused now.
me too.
Just living up to my intelligence.
You're
score.
always confused, Lucas.
Yeah.
I shall make my way to the landing and have a check on what's going on with the rest of my guys,
Okay, well, your guys
my
are
crew.
hanging.
Yeah. And I
On
heal
13,
another point of damage. Oh yes.
Cool Buggy.
Up to
Right.
130.
I'm going to bash the mist.
Never heard it called that before.
Yeah.
Of course you
You're
are.
going to
Because I,
Spell magic.
from my extreme
mist.
experience, with Dungeons and Dragons, I think you can still wound things while they're in gaseous form.
Even with a sword?
That's just me, 45 years experience. But
Yep.
okay, I'm going to bash the mist.
45 years experience in
Bashing mist.
Player's Handbook.
Can I bash the mist?
You can swipe your weapon into the mist cloud.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. 31.
You've successfully swiped your axe through the mist cloud.
24
some damage.
points of damage.
Yeah, you seem to disrupt the cloud a bit, maybe. You don't know if you've done any damage, but it wibbles about.
If it's a concentration, if he's doing a spell, does he have to make a concentration check?
If you've taken damage and it was a concentration spell, he would, yep.
Okay, well, I might as well bash again. 21.
Yeah, you swipe your axe through the misty area once again.
13 points of damage. Then I'm moving. I'm running through Scaly.
Parker and Scaly into the
round
chamber to the
corner. Can
north.
you tell me what's around the corner, please?
Yes,
You're doing this
what's
again.
round the corner?
Giles, you did this. This is how you got yourself into this pickle in the first place. You just bomb up to places, don't you now?
No, I want to get out of that room.
Sorry, that is not going to be the case this time.
Oh.
It's a small chamber with a 5-foot hole in the ceiling. Very like the chamber that you encountered before, Buggy, with the hole and the horrible thing up the pipe and the tubes and all of that.
Okay, well, I'll just go into that room and then that's my go.
He's going to run around naked.
Okay. On 12, it's Parker, who is, I don't know.
Chirp.
Parker, you can
scratch
and pick at something and look at Scaly and go,
Finally, Scaly's met somebody of his intellectual level.
Well, I guess I'll just follow Scaly because he seems to be a friend.
Scaly, friend. Yeah.
Maybe it's a restoration we have to do on you.
Yep.
Or a heal spell.
Restoration will work, I think.
Greater restoration.
Oh, 12. Okay, stuff happens. I'm going to say 1 to 4 Parker, 5 to 6 Scaly. Parker. The cage snaps out, hits armor class 21.
Is a miss.
Is a miss.
Bad cage. Go away.
Also on 12, there is and an abomination appears in the corridor at the top of the stairs.
Very annoying.
It's all tentacles and little pincery claw frond ends and a kind of weird beaky mouth. And it looks down upon you, Sessions and Burple, and specifically Burple. And it starts to dance in front of you, very much in the way that a mongoose might do that weird hypnotic dance for a cobra, or is it the other way round? And it starts to emit a kind of sing-song, melodic, warbling music, Burple.
Right.
And that music and that hypnotic dance start to draw you in. What, Burple, is going on here? Well, we're not going to find out now. We're going to find out what this strange, abominable creature is up to with its weird danciness. Quite how much trouble.
You're doomed. You're doomed.
Brilliant. Parker, Scaly, and Bugroff got themselves into in this dead end in the corner of the horror chamber. How long it's going to take the evil dragon to break through the glass when we pick things up next week. Please can it not be another month before we play again? I miss D&D when we don't play. It's annoying.
The Billowing Hilltop podcast is a Billowing Hilltop production. Dungeons & Dragons is a trademark of Wizards of the Coast. Into the Wormcrawl Fisher and Age of Worms are copyright Wizards of the Coast. Into the Wormcrawl Fisher was written by James Jacobs. Music is from Kevin MacLeod and Incompetech.com and is used with thanks under the Creative Commons license. Additional music and sound effects come from the wonderful Sirenscape. All other original material is copyright Billowing Hilltop. Role-playing games are all about getting people together, and we use Roll20 as our tabletop, the perfect place to host your game, and Discord to host our chat. Thanks for listening.